Hey Dickheads, this is David Agronoff here, one of your 3 hosts, with a little bonus material on the world Jones made. And there's some important lessons that we can learn from the mistakes that Philip K. Dick made early in his career. He's even admitted in interviews, as we talked about in the podcast, that the experiment that he went for in the world Jones made didn't quite work, which is that he wanted to have lots of various storylines that started off at separate points and then came together. This is a technique that I really enjoy, and I've seen other authors use and use well. Particularly F. Paul Wilson is an author who's really, really good at various plot threads that combine into one story. He has entire series of books that seem like they're not connected that eventually connect. And he's really good at it. So if you want to see an author or read an author who does that really well, F. Paul Wilson is one that I would suggest. Now, I've used this technique at different times. Another example that I would say is a really good example is Stephen King's The Stand. It has multiple characters that start off in different parts of the country, and they come together. One of the things that works about The Stand is a technique that I used in my book, Ring of Fire, which comes out this month as of this recording. It'll be out by the time you probably hear this. But in Ring of Fire, the story takes place during a natural disaster in San Diego, and I have various characters from a woman who's homeless, to the chief of staff of the mayor's office, to a sports radio host. And in the beginning, none of them know each other, and all these different plot threads start off separately on their own. But if you read the book, one of the ways that I made sure to kind of balance these threads is to make sure that there was a rhythm that you could pick up towards how the various storylines happen. So you might go 3 chapters from seeing, for example, one A character or B character, but the A character chapters end with a cliffhanger or something to draw you to the next chapter, but you're going to go to the next storyline, and I'm going to keep a pace, I'm going to keep a rhythm between those various threads, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that every 3 chapters I come back to character A, for example. So I may do character A, B, C, and D, but I'm going to keep a rhythm, I'm going to keep a pace going between them. And I don't want to go too long on one character because I don't want to lose that thread. But I want to make sure that you're interested, so it's good to have a cliffhanger between them. That's something that Philip K. Dick did not do in the world Jones made. Sometimes he would bring up characters in his Venus babies in the refuge, and then he'd have 3 chapters with Jones, and Cusick, the main character, would be there for 3 chapters, and it was really haphazardly between them. So what if he wanted to do is the various threads, it would have been very helpful if he had kind of a structure to make sure that we go back and forth from those storylines and we don't lose those threads. So anyway, if you're a writer and you're wanting to do stories with various threads, that's how I suggest you do it, is make sure there's a rhythm. That's one of the reasons why I believe in outlining. I know there's a lot of pantsers, writers who write by the seat of their pants, but personally, if you're going to do this kind of storytelling, it's really helpful to have an outline to make sure that you're watching the rhythm and the pace of how you switch between storylines. It's kind of like a song. A chorus comes after every 4 bars of a song, then you have a chorus that's usually about 2 bars, and then back and forth. You want to do that with the way your chapters revolve back and forth between the storylines. So anyways, we'll check back in when we have The Man Who Japed, which is our next book. Thanks.